Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Alright, our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Calling My Boyfriend a Gatekeeper? We just finished watching the Black Widow movie, and I told him that I really loved the beginning, but towards the middle, all the action scenes seemed a bit messy and convoluted and ended up not enjoying it as much. He then said that was because I didn't understand some of the inside Easter eggs because I haven't watched like 50% of the Marvel movies. The thing is, I have watched them. I'm only missing Infinity War. He proceeded to call me a liar and change his narrative saying that I haven't really watched them because I didn't sit down and watch them in order and because I haven't talked to him about the other movies. I explained to him that I had a life before him, that he can't tell me I haven't watched something before I even met him, and it's annoying that he keeps insisting that I haven't watched something and calling me a liar. He even wanted to go through every Marvel movie for me to tell him what they were all about to prove to him that I've watched them and that I remember them. Because even if I've watched them, if I don't remember small details, that means I haven't really watched them. Anyways, I told him that he sounds like he's gatekeeping by telling me that I can't comment on a movie or that I can't dislike it because I don't meet his standards of what it really means to watch a Marvel movie. I explained that the timeline and the character relationships are not difficult to understand. I can connect the dots when watching the movies. It's not rocket science. He has now decided to sleep on the couch because he is angry that we had a stupid argument that he started because I called him a gatekeeper and because I can't admit that I haven't watched most Marvel movies. Am I the jerk? Alright, OP. I don't think that you're a jerk in this situation. What do you folks in the audience think here? Their boyfriend is acting completely unreasonable. I think that this is really a weird hill for them to die on, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You did have a life before you met them. It sounds like you're in a relatively new relationship, and it sounds like he's acting like a giant baby, plain and simple. So tell your boyfriend to grow up. I don't know. That seems like a reasonable course of action. And also, who gets to decide who watches, what constitutes as really watching something? So just turn that logic on him and say, well, I don't consider you as having watched them or something to that effect because I never saw that you watched them, and then start grilling him on his knowledge of the movies. See how fast that gets for him. Yeah, I don't know. Really weird. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, but your boyfriend dropped these on the way to the couch. A bunch of red flags. Yeah. More flags than a Soviet parade. Trying to claim that you're a real fan is just so cringy. Yeah, not the jerk, and your boyfriend's a jerk. Marvel nerd here to say that you're not the jerk, and how old is your child? Sorry, I mean your boyfriend. Alright, our next letter is titled, Will I be a jerk if I block my younger sister's work computer on the home network? So my sister is 24, I know that she pays her cell phone bill, car note, and car insurance, and buys her own groceries. I know she has a few credit cards as well. We live with our mother and basically I help my mom with the household bills, and there's a few in my name, specifically the internet bill. Recently, my sister got a job working for an insurance company remotely. I told her on multiple occasions, hey, look, the internet isn't free. If you're going to be using it for work, I'm going to need you to start chipping in. Sounds good? She said okay. Really, she should have been helping with it all this time since she and I have the most connected devices. Well, the insurance bill is due today. It's a set fee monthly, and it's technically unlimited. I fully intend paying for it so my mother and I can still have internet, but I have a sneaking suspicion that my sister isn't going to help. She literally lives 5 feet down the hall, and I've been asking her repeatedly, even texting her saying that, hey, can you give me money for the internet? Without any response. I'm going to speak with her one more time. If she doesn't pay up, I'm blocking her work devices on the network. I don't think she understands that I can do it. Perks of being the account holder. She has a history of being in the same phone plan as me and my mother and not paying her portion for months on end, so I just had her removed from the account. She even demanded at the time that I buy her an iPhone despite the fact that she was contributing nothing. I bought her a Samsung phone because it was more affordable and she basically destroyed it out of spite. Ever since then, we can't be on the same plan, even though we live together and both have the same self-service provider. It's ridiculous. I feel like if she can't help pay, then she should have her internet privileges revoked, at least when it comes to her work computer. But I can take it further. I don't want to. I don't know how else to send her the message. Too long didn't read, my sister started working from home. She appears to not want to help out with the internet bill, which is in my name. I have the power to block her work devices and intend to do so if she can't contribute. Alright, OP, I would actually consider not blocking her work computer because that's her way of earning an income. And here's the thing, is like if you expect money out of her ever, then blocking her work computer is probably the least good idea. I would start off by telling her that if she doesn't start paying the internet, that you're going to block her other devices, not her work computer, and that she'll be, out of internet entertainment if she doesn't pay up. And I would give her to a certain date to pay you. Otherwise, it's just going to be one of these things where if you block her work computer, how do you expect her to actually work and pay for her bills? And I think that would be really a cruel thing to do in this circumstance. So no, I wouldn't block her work computer. I think if you did that, you probably would be a jerk. I think blocking her other devices, her non-work related devices, would probably not make you the jerk. So yeah, what do you folks think? Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, but I don't think it would be a bad idea to say, hey, I've asked you several times to contribute to the internet bill since you use it as well. If you don't contribute, I will block you from using it. It might make her pay up. Yeah, I mean, talk to her first and tell her that you are planning on doing this. Don't just do it out of the blue. I would add a time limit. The internet bill is due Monday the 4th. If I don't have $40 in my account by the 3rd, you will no longer have internet at the house. I think OP is looking at this slightly wrong. If OP blocks the work computer, then no money is coming in. So block all the other devices instead. Removal of the entertainment is a good motivator. Everyone's a jerk. If she loses her job, she definitely won't be paying you 1/3 of the bill, so I don't see the point. You pay a set amount, you be paying it either way. This isn't analogous with a cell phone bill because the wireless bill amount changes with the more people on the account, but the internet bill is the same regardless of the number of users. Yes, a grown-up, especially a working grown-up, should pay for their own fair portion of the expenses, but in this case, to me, it comes off as petty and resentful considering it isn't even putting you out anything. That isn't to say that she has no responsibility or that she should be given a free pass in general. That just seems like a weird flex. Have you told her that this might be happening if she doesn't do her part? Is there some other stuff going on here? Your choice of words reads like a parent deciding how to punish their teenage child. It does read like that a little bit. Alright, our last letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Giving Back a Present That Was Just Trying to Make a Point? So, I'm a 22-year-old female and I've recently come out as a lesbian. And I've realized that I'm more comfortable being butch than masculine than I previously was. When I still had butch hang-ups about appealing to men, I thought I was bi, and the whole thing is very complicated. My family have had mixed reactions, but my absolute favorite relative, my uncle, a 50-year-old male, is a very masculine man, but he's done a lot of work to challenge attitudes to gender and all that kind of stuff from his youth, and has one of the most equitable relationships that I've ever seen. He has been very delightedly showing me how to pull apart engines, ride a motorbike, fix a shaft, kick a footy, etc. He has 2 sons who he loves and are not interested in all this stuff, so he's really happy to have someone to share it with. And he and I have always been close, and he's a great teacher. The issue is my mom, a 51-year-old female, and her sister, a 50-year-old female. They're both fairly traditional, and unlike my uncle, they haven't shaken off the attitudes as much. My coming out was hard on my mom, and dressing and acting more masculine and chopping off my hair has made her really uncomfortable. My birthday was recently, and my uncle, being an absolute gem that he is, bought me my first motorbike, a second-hand one that we're going to fix up. Obviously, I was delighted. My mom and my aunt basically bought me a femme kit. That's the only way I can think of phrasing it. Expensive makeup from Sephora, hair care products, some really floral and cutesy china. I actually kind of like this. My interior decorating is very cottagecore stereotype. Gift cards for very feminine lingerie places, and shops that predominantly do feminine clothing. Spa treatments, it must have cost them a fortune. In fact, I know it did. I'm not ignorant of the cost of high-end makeup. They probably spent more than my uncle did, to be honest. I just couldn't fake being excited about it. Obviously, I thank them for their generosity, but I'm not a very good liar, and it was super obvious that I was more happy about the bike than I was about their gifts. My mom got really hurt. She said she just wanted to help me see what was right, and I was just so angry that I told them to both keep the presents, and I went home. Now everyone is calling me ungrateful and rude. I've just struggled so hard to come to terms with who I am, and I hate that I have to pretend to keep the peace with my family rather than loving me for who I actually am. Alright, OP, this is a difficult situation. I think what really set you off in this particular case was that they're like saying that they're just trying to show you what's right, and I think that came across as really rude and condescending, so I can't blame you for blowing up at them and telling them just to keep the stuff. They have a very narrow idea of what it means to be right or wrong, and I think that's unfortunate, and I think that your mom should be loving you like what your uncle does. And I can certainly see if she wanted to encourage you to wear certain things, but I think they really overstepped the bounds by giving you a lot of expensive stuff. Like, she should have just allowed you to make your own decisions on the things that you wanted and just bought you a gift card to a clothing store that had options for both, butch type things or feminine type things. That way you could have made the decision on your own to buy certain things. And I think that if you've decided not to wear makeup, this, again, the trouble with their gift is it seems like it was more like a gift for themselves, something that they would enjoy, and not something that you would enjoy. And your uncle, he gets you. He got you a motorbike. He understands what you like. You two have been working together, and your mom just needs to come to terms with this. And that's really what this boils down to. And her sister. So no, I would have a really hard time faulting you here. I think that they were being really kind of condescending with the gifts that they got you. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Take your uncle to the spa. Yeah, the spa. I think that they didn't have a problem with every gift in there. It sounds like there were actually things that they did like. So you may as well use the spa. The only proper response. Yes, OP, they tried to degrade you on your birthday of all days. So low and mean. Turn it around on them and make it a win for you. Return the makeup, etc. and get skincare stuff instead. Same with hair stuff. You'll always need some kind of products for healthy hair and healthy skin. Return the feminine clothes and stuff that they got you. Upmarket clothes places always have the most gorgeous leather biker jackets and boots. Using this gift in a way that works for you will really make them mad way more than if you return the items. As for the lingerie vouchers, what's the date? You have options. Re-gift it for a future girlfriend or get yourself some stuff that you like. They often sell more than just lingerie. And they also have some sensible underwear. And definitely take your uncle to the spa. You can have a massage there together. Send the other photos of a booth of you having a blast under your respective towels. Not the jerk. Not the jerk. Those presents sound about as appropriate as buying a vegan a pack of bacon. I hope they come around eventually, but the most important thing is for you to be you. Bugger what anyone else thinks. Or even the opposite. Buying a known meat eater a kit of vegan bacon. Vegan cheeseburger, even though they technically can eat it, it would come off as preachy and trying to convert them. Yeah, I actually think that's a really good corollary right there. If someone doesn't really want a gift and you go out of your way to be like, well, I was just trying to show you what's right here. That's just not going to come across as very nice. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. If you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.